You fellas looking for a lift? Yeah, it's war now, boys. We are ready.
Big Pussy! The Tuxedo Clan is coming!
What? How close are they?
They're at the door! We saw them! Or run!
Silence! Everyone, with me, now!
What is it now?
The Tuxedo Clan is coming! They're right behind us!
How many? Are you sure? This spaghetti is so good. Nom nom.
Enough! Everyone, get ready to move!
It's all set, boss. He's inside. Tell me how many of them Tuxedo cats there are. They want to fight? Then we'll pussy whip them. Not today, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Who they're messing with. This is our turf. We're going to war, and we're going to win. Stick with me, and we'll own this city.
Listen up, boys. You're going to whack that big pussy. Be careful, don't make me have to go clean this up. You understand?
Fellas looking for a lift? Yeah, it's war now, boys. We are ready. Fuck around and find out. 1 million. You kill every one of those pussies. You understand?
Sit down, shut the fuck up. Who sent you? It doesn't matter. We're going to burn down the city. Get the car, Sammy.
Let's go! We're going to war with Big Pussy!
They say justice is blind, but the system sees only what it wants. Equal and the same. Time to break the chains. Equal and the same. Yeah. Woke up in the fight, no sleep, no peace. Courtroom lies, they twist the words, they never cease. Ada on the books, but they treat it like a joke. Disabled parent fighting for my kid, they revoke. Hammering down the truth every episode we drop. Equal and the same, we ain't never gonna stop. fade. Fighters united, we're bringing the rage. Equal and the same. No more silence, no more shame. Podcast warriors, voices unchanged. Equal and the same. Henry in the booth, dropping knowledge like a bomb. Tiff in the punish, a sound in the alarm. Motions to dismiss, non-compliance in the court. They violate the act, but we push back with force. Parents with disabilities stripped of equal ground. Kids turn away while the system spins around. We document the abuse, we share the raw truth. From Connecticut streets to the national booth. No more hiding, no more looking away. Fighters of that way out the door. How many more families gotta break? How many more rights they gonna take? We see through the veil, we feel the pain. Equal and the same, we stand, we fight, we scream your name. Ain't no rights, they will not fade. Fighters united, we're bringing the rage. Equal and the same, no more silence, no more shame. Podcast warriors, voices unchained. Equal and the same. This is our stand. Equal and the same. No more excuses. No more abuse. We demand compliance. We demand justice. Break it down. Break it down. Equal and the same. Ada. We claim, fight for the right. Equal and the same tonight. We stand, we fight, we scream your name. Ain't no rights, they will not fade. Fighters united, we're bringing the rage. Equal and the same. Voices rising from the flame. Podcast warriors, forever unchained. Equal and the same. Equal and the same. Keep fighting. The revolution is live.
Ladies and gentlemen, now Mr. Henry.
You kill me. Love the patch, love the song, love the video, love the kitties. I don't know. I've been on this kitty freak thing ever since I met Darren. I seem to get a lot of TikTok videos on videos with animals, and I kind of get into it. But anyways, welcome guys. 411-26, equal and the same. I'm Henry Martaccio. I know I made some promises that hopefully I would have hit my stride this week and been able to file in the Supreme Court. I'm dying to share my paperwork after it's stamped so that I could say, guys, this is what I did. Somebody proved me wrong. Obviously, we're going to be looking for the judge to prove me wrong. I put in my claims for the Supreme Court because I believe the federal removal process for the ADA should be a very simple step. Once you're denied or you're discriminated or they don't really take speed, that's the key with the ADA, that they cannot make a mistake and they have to be speedful in the response and needs of their client that's in front of them to ensure that they have success in the program, service, and activity of the government. Let it be schools, let it be any courts, let it be DCF or wherever you go, police department, any Title II funded service, with subcontractors being Title III obligations and Title II obligations, because the state cannot subcontract their affirmative obligations away when they contract with their people. So it's a path that I believe is accountable, because even like the other night we were listening to a woman speak about the horrors. I think it was Idaho, and if you're out there, guys, please, you need to ask some questions or something. Raise your hand, or we can have Darren put in a couple of links throughout the show. But she was talking about a lot of things. It's the accountability. If they're frauding the government cares more. Federal government cares more about the abuse of the money. So if you follow, it's called follow the money. At least this is how it's worked in the ADA in the 80s and the 90s. They're able to follow the money, prove the fraud, and get them in trouble versus going there and saying, oh, we're being abused or we're being neglected or being discriminated against. They hear thousands of those calls a day. So whenever you guys are trying to formulate your complaints to the DOJ, because that's the burden, every time you deal with these people, you got to send an email saying, oh, this is a recap of what our conversation was. I asked you for the designated responsible employee. I asked you for your affirmative training. I've asked you for your policies and procedures, non-discriminatory policies and procedures, and your so-called procedures too for your subcontractors. Because like when a lawyer hires a marshal to go serve you, I'm sorry, there's an affirmative obligation that ties back to the matter of the case. The case is still federally funded. So that means anyone that touches it. So I kind of fucked with the lawyer the other day, because they're playing the game. Oh, we don't have to tell you any of our policies and procedures. Really, dude? Let me tell you how it's going to go. You right now are representing an executor of the estate. That executor of the estate is only by appointment by the government, and it makes her a subcontractor with the full obligations of Title II and compliancy of all non-discriminatory policies and procedures. So if you're not knowing what the estate's rights are, because again, when you do law, you have to know all aspects of the laws because the problem's on you to know everything. But it's I don't know. It's crazy, but for them to get away with this, not being appropriately trained or have policies and procedures, how does the government run? That's what it runs on, guys. And again, that's where your strong parts are, that you want to find out your state settlement agreements. And I don't care if it was from a town park with an ice cream truck. Like I know the town of Rocky Hill in Connecticut got hit with diabetic settlement agreement. Those are all good. And it proves that, one, somebody had to know. And what pisses me off the most, guys, I'm seeing is the conflict of interest of the DOJ getting into settlement agreements with commissioners. A commissioner does not have the monetary control to correct the system. So if they don't have the built structure of the ADA, the policies and procedures for a path to do investigations, identifying investigators, trained investigators, the whole 9 yards, it becomes now a fact where, ADA advisory committees, and that's got to be made up at least of half of the disabled community, and it can't be just one disability. It has to have an opinion. The disabled of every disability has a right for input into that, modification that they're going to be offering, because that's what they have to do. They have to offer you in an accommodation Title I. That means I walk in the door, employment. I say, boss man, I got a broken arm this week, but don't you worry. My left hand can type out, 1,000 words a minute, whatever. Personally, me, I'm the one finger bandit, so I'm a one finger, one word per minute if I'm lucky. My son got to funny glasses. This is what I'm talking about. We got to get Darren to make this website ADA compliant because I'm not fully enlarged here. Let me see if I can enlarge my screen.
It says my son was adopted under Title IV adoption assistance. When they took him from us, they denied him an ADA lawyer. The GAL said it was not necessary.
Oh, well, I think the GAL is quite wrong because there's actually a lawyer that's supposed to be assigned to ensure that his civil rights were being complied with. Check it out. Again, simple Google, guys. This is all in Google now. I'm telling you guys can find simple information with simple tools. Then you can go to the Punisher app and run it. Because I believe we got enough teaching on that to yank what we need to get done. Things are changing every day. Again, the latest settlement agreements from DOJ has been with elder and looking at financial abuse and frauds against the elder. So when you sit there and you say I'm entitled to, and I see that application there, that application can be applied to DCF situation, the obligation, because again, it's a Title II entity. Doesn't matter. I'm carrying it over. I'm showing you how the law was made to ensure whatever ensures program success is where they should be looking for the modification. And that's where you got to follow that. And again, I'm sorry, under Title IV, you got some other little avenues you can take to and apply it. And again, don't be afraid to throw in the DD Act of 2000, because there's a lot of power in that for people with developmental disabilities. And again, that's an IQ of 69 or less. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's just so stupid where 1 point difference, you become a 70, and technically the government says, nah. They're not our problem. I think there's people walking around now with autism with IQs of 75, 80, and they are totally being taken advantage of in society. I see it every day where you go out and again, just being an observer. And again, what my feeling is, I'm sorry, now that I know the rights of so many people that just want to be accepted and be part of a community, and you see why we're having a community collapses, because again, you have this cool group, you have that cool group, you ain't cool enough to be in that group. Listen, we're all doing the same thing, man. We're just waking up every day and struggling to get through this so-called life, and we're looking to be as happy as life is willing to allow it. And get it, it takes a financial aspect to make us very, very wealthy. I don't think so. It's true. The disabled are the ones that are living on society's edge, because they're the ones that are getting the bottom of the barrel help from the government, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be, you have a disability, you're not making your beds correct. I'm coming to take your kids. No, come get somebody to come train me how to make my bed then. Did I harm my child by not having a made bed? No. And again, my feeling is the harm. They got to stop with this perceived harm, because again, if you want to go with perceived, why ain't we raising the facts of all the states' abuse themselves? I know if you Google Connecticut's Department of Developmental Services, look for the report, 4,000, almost 500 abuse allegation claims of staff beating up people with developmental disabilities and autism or whatever it is. And they actually killed 15 people last year. They killed 15 fucking people, man. And then they're going to have the balls to say, we perceive you as an abuser. Their system has totally failed. They cannot find people to work for $18 an hour that are going to give a shit. If you ain't paying somebody enough money to be able to care about that person, because the money I would receive for caring for that person would make it where my life is simpler, my life's a little better. And again, I don't have to worry about, I have a roof over my head. So I just think it's all wrong where, again, I think with a little professional training obligation, and, sort of like if you need a bachelor's degree to sell cell phones, why don't you need a bachelor degree where work with people with disabilities? It's just not something, unless you grew up in a house with a disability, you don't really know what people are going through. And, the struggle that they make just to get out there, the fight just to get to the same place where, people just casually stroll to. It's an incredible situation. And again, when I was young, I was fortunate to have a friend that was quadriplegic. Guy was crazy as shit, man. He did a backflip off of a Jeep, broke his neck. He actually converts vans today as his business. This guy is just incredible. Drives a freaking 80-mile-an-hour boat when we were young, and that was when we could have the no cops on the Connecticut River. Then it seems like in the 90s that drinking and driving on the boats thing came out. My feeling is if you're an idiot enough to get in an accident in a boat, run aground or whatever, you shouldn't have your license. It's sort of like when you go down the road, and I'm not prejudiced, guys. When you go down the road and you see these tires shaking on these cars, and you look over, and it's always a brown person. When I say a brown person, could be Indian, Asian, or whatever. And you can see them white knuckling freaking their car. They're not used to the speeds that we do. They come to America, and again, not everyone's got skills to drive, and that's something that starts at a young age. It's a depth perception thing. It's a reaction time in your body, and these are the things that should be tested. Instead of your knowledge, do you know, sir, you're supposed to stay one telephone pole away from a car behind you, and hands should be at 10 and 2. Whatever, bro. You know, I seem to want to drive backwards now because I think it's more, what can I say, interesting driving. So it's crazy. I'm used to driving big things, and when you don't have that opportunity and you're driving cars, sucks. But what's up, Darren? I say good job on the patch. I love the patch.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
That was an awesome patch.
So
love it.
So I'm gonna take you out of the park here a little bit. This is something I'm just reading. This is in 2015, disabled people were 2.5 times more likely than non-disabled people to experience violent victimization and serious violent crimes, meaning sexual assault, aggravated assault, and robbery.
Absolutely.
Even more disproportionate, more than 3 times as likely to impact a disabled person.
Right.
But check this out, man. Check this out. This is where it's really going to get you. Disabled people constitute an exceptional proportion of the institutionalized population, 95% of those aged 65 or older in 2015. Moreover, research has suggested that overwhelming 82% of violence against developmentally disabled adults is carried out in institutions, largely because institutions inherently promote the abuse and dehumanization of disabled people. All right.
Wait a minute. Doesn't the streets promote that? Don't the streets, when you see people picking on people in the street because they ain't dressed as good as they are, or their hair doesn't look as good, it sucks to say, and we say that's, bullying, but it's really not. It's discrimination against somebody with a disability, because if you don't have that perfect hair, that's a disability. Your genes weren't perfect.
All right.
I don't know.
Wait till you get a hold of these. Ready?
Go.
But unpacking just the violence against non-institutionalized disabled people is no simple task. Much of it is even more disproportionate than already covered statistics suggest. Sexual assault is one severe example. 7 times more likely to impact intellectually disabled people, 12 times more likely to impact intellectually disabled women than non-disabled people. More than 90% of the people with developmental disabilities will experience sexual abuse in their lives. 49% will experience the abuse at least 10 times.
Crazy, bro. Send me that article. I wouldn't mind having that article to use as an example. But yeah, I know for a fact, we're networked through parents with disabilities. And again, I'm not prejudiced, but what Connecticut's done is hired, again, because somebody can only work at $15 an hour. In Connecticut, sorry, you need to be making $150,000 a year just to live, because that's how crazy it is.
You ready for this one? You ready for this one?
Go.
Police violence comprises so much violence against disabled people that we constitute up to half of those killed by law enforcement officers.
Yep. I believe it. I'm waiting. And again, that's what I was getting to in my story, was that, there's I'm aware of a kid got carved with a swastika on his back in Southernton, Connecticut. That never hits the news. You got bus drivers that are stopping, pulling over and pulling up the girl's pants and fucking playing with her putty. And again, that doesn't hit the news. Why? Because he's illegal. They're not going to arrest. They're not going to report. It's a sanctuary state, which I think is fucking wrong. You commit a crime. I'm sorry. I think we got to go back to the old days with the public hanging and, throwing fruit, and, you had to sit in the stockade fence for 30 days. You'll think again about fucking stealing, and it's just, or abusing somebody or whatever. But yeah, no, send me that report. It's crazy, guys, the life. So, and again, I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, but if you're at the family court, one of two. You either one pissed off somebody, or two they think that you're somebody that is quite not to society's standard. So they have the right to say you are not, allowed to have your kids, because they got an opinion that you are below them, if that's the proper word. Um, does that make sense? What I'm saying, Darren? Below, in other words,
Yeah.
people like the, society likes to put the different stacks.
Mhm.
Get Darren's got a hoodie up. He's a gangster. Come
Yeah.
on. Yeah,
Well, I was just playing the role,
there we
Is that better? Is that better, Henry? There,
No, you're all good, man. I'm just giving you the idea.
there we are.
But we liked you better in the tuxedo, being a gangster driving the old Lincoln. That was a cool flick. How many hours did it take you to make that video?
That was like 5. That was like 5 hours. About 5 hours.
Wow.
So
See,
that was good.
and this is what makes the population so great, guys. He sees shit that just totally does stuff that just blows me out of the water. I wish I was, more technology suave. But yeah, no, it's some killer shit.
This is the thing, man. We know that. So what I did, all I had to do is I took pictures of my cats, and then I had to go into Grok, and then I just had to write a prompt to tell Grok what to do for these little 10-second.
Hold on, Debbie, type in more, please. Type in more. I want to know more about the motion. Keep going, Darren. Yep, sorry.
So so then it's that. But here's the thing, dude. AI, I was just talking to Dr. Fowler about this today, is AI is creating an equal platform, like you would always say. AI is creating that for people that haven't been artists their whole lives, or musicians, or people that aren't given these gifts that all these others have had for the longest time. The only thing that it does is you just have to be able to explain it. And I think a lot of people are very good. If we are not fortunate to have, we can play guitar or draw a picture of a person. Like I can draw a stick person, but through time I've become better and better, and now I do a nice job. But that's that. But nonetheless, I'm not a musician. But these tools have made it able to me be able to write kick-ass songs. You know what I mean? Good music and everything. So in a sense, AI has done that for us. AI has equaled that playing field for us that are unfortunate in maybe not technical savviness, but if we're inadequate in other areas of our lives, AI has made it so that we're able to get in the game and compete with people. I mean, as long as you can write a prompt, you can do this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's very easy. Yep. It's nothing. And I'm curious of what the role AI is going to have in the disability fight.
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be really everything, even from your cell phones today that you're texting, that was done for somebody with a disability. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been hitting a lot of sign language. And I think sign language should be our international fucking language. We all going to go deaf one day, guys. I don't know about you, but I got tinnitus. I had the big fucking 500 amp watts and the big 15-inch woofers in my cars when I was growing up. I love music. So Debbie, what kind of motion? Yeah, we still need to know what kind of motion. I hope. Did anyone get a chance to see? Oh, can you throw up a site in case somebody wants to come in bullshit? And
you want to put the link in there, so if someone wants to come
in? I'm always open to debate. I always want to know.
Not debating. We're just gonna.
No, it's debating. It's debating the fact of the application of your rights. I mean, some people will sit there and say you don't have the right for what we're talking about. Like, let's just say Civil Gideon. Bullshit. If you're being attacked, and again, I'm sorry, it's putting you in jeopardy on your liberty at all times. And again, in pursuit to happiness, and you don't have it, and people know that, and that's what the whole lawyer industry right now is about. When you go to court, you better have the most money and the most fucking smartest lawyer that's willing to go down that street, or the one that has connections to go golfing with the judge, or because again, I had a lawyer once do that. Yep, you're paying for me to go golfing, so be it. You know what I mean?
I want to know why Debbie Anderson didn't use the CPS Punisher app.
I had a friend turn in.
Debbie, we have an app for that. www.thecpspunisher.com. That's the app, you know. It's here.
The CPSPunisher.com is the app they never wanted you to find. If CPS is knocking at your door, intimidating you as a parent with police standing there waiting for you to talk back so they can arrest you and steal your kids, stand strong, tell them you want to see their warrant, they will leave. Lessons like these can save your family and are exactly what the CPS Punisher assists you with. If your lawyer isn't fighting for your child, now you can research anything and everything so you can be educated on the most up-to-date case law and court procedures. The CPS Punisher has more tools than Home Depot when it comes to recording data from your CPS case. Whether you need a timeline, log your visits, ask a question pertaining to the ADA, the CPS Punisher has it. Never again will CPS have the upper hand when you have the CPS Punisher. Visit the CPSPunisher.com.
That was a cool clip. I liked it. But guys, it's the truth. And even when you even use it, I'm not being offensive, Darren, you need to run it through another one, and you need to check the facts. You need to check the case law on it. You need to just quickly glance. What's great about it is you don't have to remember, but you're going to remember enough. It will even build you for a statement that you can use in court, and you rehearse and just keep pounding it. And again, like you always hear me saying, prophylactic protections. Where the fuck is the designated responsible employee 28 CFR 35.107? Why isn't it being publicly published? You know, when you walk into the buildings, you want to be aware of, is there any signage pointing you to these things? So you got to be humiliated and stand up and say, excuse me, Marshall, I got a disability and I need some help. Can you tell me where to go? I don't think your mic is on.
Yeah,
there?
I mean, these people don't need to go up there and embarrass themselves because they got to use the restroom. You know, that's ridiculous. Right. They need to have the signage.
Right. And again, that you can't be in the middle of the court and the judge saying, well, what accommodations do you want, sir? Fuck you, Your Honor. This is an open court. How dare you want to discuss my medical problems here in an open court? Do I not have privacy? Do I not have HIPAA rights?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's clearly, again, Tennessee Lane, guys. You want to look at Connecticut's supporting brief. 12 states came together and they said, okay, let's put in a brief in support. You really want to concentrate on that Connecticut's brief in support. And that's what's hilarious is they go out and Blumenthal, the crooked tricky dicky there, is the one that signed for it, which pisses me off. It's a joke to him because he does anything that will get him renominated. So in other words, his big kick is right now in Connecticut is protecting the illegals and the whole 9 yards, saying they made it here. They're citizens. They pay taxes. Well, what do they pay taxes on? What do you mean, sir? What do they pay taxes on? Soda, gum, chips, beer? What? You know what I mean? Because everything else is pretty much handed to them for 3 years in Connecticut. And it's way elaborate. You know, I've heard numbers from $600 to $2,000 a month, just in cash assistance. And who knows? Who knows what the hell it is? And again, I can't wait for Connecticut to be investigated for the frauds. And I don't get why it's so untouchable of an estate all these years. Is it because of these old time sitting senators and representatives at Congress? I don't know. Is it because it's such a military state? There's so many people who got military friend connections and can make a phone call. I don't get it, but
yeah.
But
I don't understand it at all.
Hey, talking about ADA though, did you see that I don't know. When I first got into all this, looking on the site, and it wasn't until even I would say a year ago that you didn't start seeing open talks like we're having now today, because people are too afraid, and that's what they kind of fear monger you into being quiet. And I'm telling you, don't. With the ADA, you better scream it loud and scream it proud, because that's what's going to scare them the most. Is you're telling them they're non-compliant. How dare you not be sober to my needs? But Dallas got bagged and stuffed with a gun problem. supposedly up in, I don't know,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
The gun problem, Henry. He had two child abuse counts with that.
Oh, well, I didn't hear about that one, but
Yeah.
anyways, I caught a post, and our cheating friend, which you know what she's doing right now, she's on the website looking at all my paperwork, that we put up. We posted, right, Darren? We posted a shitload
Yeah.
of different types of thoughts.
Yeah.
That again, does my lawyer have to be compliant? It's a thought. Does the court? Here's a motion to the judge. Here's a motion to your DCF workers. Examples. You got to obviously create it and make it towards you, but the baseline is there. When we say the baseline, we're giving you the actual reference statute number to the ADA that we would be applying when you're saying somebody's discriminating against you. And again, these are parallel arguments on top of whatever other factors you got going on in the matter of the case. So it's just, I'm sorry guys, if you don't speak up, they're going to hit you with the balls you weren't discriminated against. And I think that's wrong, because they have such an affirmative responsibility to be on the lookout and always offering a modification. They've got to get program success. And the way they do it is program success like a mill. Come on in, plead guilty or else. 6 months in jail. Next one.
Hey, guys, I put the link up too. The link is right there at 2018-28. If you guys want to come in, you got something to say, get in the hot box, whatever, go ahead and click that link. Let me repost it again. It's right here. Boom. Okay, guys, this is a link. Sorry about that. If you guys want to come in, boom, right here. Is that it? Yeah, there it is, right, Henry?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's the link, guys. It's right here in the chat. It's a couple back right now.
Hey, we got a new show coming up tonight.
Yeah, we do. We have the 2026 Family Reform, the Family Revolution. And it's we're not doing this. He ain't doing it nicely. It's Justin Nicely from the Canton Hall of Shame. He's coming up tonight, and he's starting his own show. And man, he's got some shit to say. And so I highly suggest, if you want to see some straight on, no bullshit, knockout CPS people with the tongue lashing, then this is what you guys need to watch after Henry's show, because this thing is he's ready to rock and roll.
So he's more about facts, and good.
He's just more about get these son of a bitches out of our way, because we got kids to get home, man. Justin,
I miss Sam. That's for sure. I definitely, we gotta find out what's going on with her.
Sam's been with me for a long time, and she's still here.
I think she needed a break, but I seen her privately posting. She's still advocating. I know that. And again, maybe she just couldn't handle, because that's something that I keep on saying to Darren. We're in this shit every day, and you're hearing sad stories, people calling you for help. Like we're God sent. No, we're not God sent. We're here to get you ahead of the curve so that you can start actually advocating for yourself immediately upon this shit happening to you. And again, I don't care if it's CPS or family court or anything, the school systems, because there's a targeted situation going on now for our kids in cash. It's tied.
Hey, Henry, here's one. And Classic is starting her show too. You know that she's the new one that's starting with us too, Henry. So Classic will be starting this upcoming week. We're not sure what days yet, but she just asked, she says, is drug addiction considered a disability in any liberal state? And
yes, it is a disability, but it's a disability where they have an obligation to help you to stop. They can't promote.
Well, you can't actively be using street drugs and claim ADA.
No,
they will not. If you are a recovering, and I believe it only covers opiate addicts, and I think you said alcoholism, correct?
I believe it covers it all, because again, you're forgetting that if it's done here, it has to be done here. If when you look at the state as an entity, as a whole, if they have the program service and it can help in this situation, that's what the designated responsible employee needs to reach out and say, come on in. We need effective communication. We need the service of translation. We need, whatever it is.
What would
Um,
what
guys,
would
you're going to be blown about how
Harry,
I'm asking
what-
for.
what would be how would you help a person addicted to drugs by invoking ADA? What would be their
I would think that it'd fall underneath the auxiliary aids and services.
such as what? Specifics.
Whether it's you need a psychologist to help support you through it, or you need maybe again, you can't be saying financial need, but I would say a roof over your head, and again, to start the process of getting sober, guys, because again, I
but
don't
they won't
care.
cover anybody that's using street drugs. So how does that work?
You got to be clean. Once you're clean, and that's when they put you through a detox program.
How are you going to detox if you're clean?
The detox programs, and then again by the support services.
But you're detoxed already. You're clean.
I'm not. What do you mean you're clean? How can you be clean and dirty?
You can't be dirty. You can't be dirty because if you're dirty, the ADA will not sponsor you. They will not represent you. Facts.
Right. Well, but they have an affirmative obligation to offer. So, like the other day, somebody was saying, "Oh, we went to the hospital, got accused of sniffing lines off the chair rail." Well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Who was that nurse? Was she trained? Is she appropriately? Who would even try thinking they can snort a rail off of a chair rail?
You use a countertop, Henry.
Right. You use a countertop or whatever.
Right.
So much stainless steel in there.
Right. You got you got all kinds of things.
Right. You always got to your car before you walk into the hospital.
Right.
So.
Maybe you shouldn't bring the stuff into the hospital. Period. Maybe let's try that. Maybe you don't have it at all, but if you need to, use it before.
But in that application, again, they can't sit there and ban you. They have to continue to offer you treatment. Let's look at it as a nun or a Jehovah Witness. A Jehovah Witness comes, knocks on your freaking door. Convert. We're great. Okay, we'll come back and check on you in a month. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. They cannot just say you're gone, you're not offered. Yes, you got a problem. We got to be there to support. But when you want to sit down and talk to us, and again, this is where a lot of people get afraid that they don't want the government in their life because, yes, it brings the government into your life. There's nothing you can do. They're going to be there until your child's 18. And then again, when you get older, because that's what we're seeing the racketeer is on the older. So basically, you're left alone from age 22 to 60. In those years, there is no program, services, or activities for help really for people with problems. The system's not designed. It's designed for under 22 and over 60, or somebody who's been IQ of 70 or 69 or less. We have an affirmative obligation to care for that person. Other than that, they don't have no obligation. But the ADA says, the ADA says you should be taking care of the most vulnerable people of society, because we do give you funding for highways, bridges, name it, parks, whatever, school systems. You should have the money to make sure people are not homeless. And that's what pisses me off the most is a lot of these people are with psychiatric problems, which is covered. It's clearly covered. Let it be addiction problem or the coping with society and not being able to integrate with society because people perceive them. I don't know. We called him the leprechaun. He was up at the Capitol, a little short guy. Oh man, he didn't shower. He just walked around, had his papers, taking notes, and then he comes up with some crazy shit. That when you have a conversation with him, one time it was about methane of all the vehicles and the whole 9 yards because they had these hybrids up there at the Capitol and cars, and it was like so he's hammering. I think Blumenthal happened to be there that day, which the guy always attacks Blumenthal, and that's what I like about him. But here it is. I'm in the middle of conversation with him, and one of the legislative aides walked up to me and says, "Hey, Henry, you going to that meeting now?" And again, this is the discrimination. I looked at him. I says, bro, I don't have a meeting with you.
Whoa.
And again, you know what I mean? I can't give this guy respect just to talk to him and make him feel important and let his voice be part of society. He's got a right to be part of society. And this is where, again, the government, when it comes into your life and says, oh, this is how you're not a good parent or a good parent, then show me how fucking I am. You can't just say I'm this and then walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the one we're talking about the drug. How can we connect Debbie? Darren has my number and email.
I do, yes. All right, so
biological parents was a drug addicted. Well, yeah. It doesn't matter, you know. Again, there's a root cause to why people go for drug addiction. You know what I mean? And again, I'll admit it. You know, I'm a stoner. Whatever you want to say. Did I go through my booze phase when I was a kid? Fuck yeah! Give me a half gallon of freaking Stoli Orange in a big two liter bottle of Sprite, and I was good to go with a bag of ice. Let's go have a party. Now today, I don't even think I can drink a shot and not be fucking.
Oh my god, I can't imagine. I can't. You know, I'd be on my ass. And I'll tell you what. I used to live. I owned 5 bars at one time, Henry. And I used to live with those babies. And man, I bet you I couldn't even. I forget about it.
But that's the funny part is people have to go through the phase to learn their lesson. And again, we're stupid in that way as human beings that we don't learn. You know, you don't learn fire's hot until you put your goddamn hand into the fire, right?
Yeah, well, some people don't even learn that. You know what I mean?
And some people want to be in the fire for the abuse so they can feel.
Some people turn their hands.
USC 1331 for 13 because this act arises underneath the Constitution. That's a removal process, correct? And it'd be accompanied with 1441, I believe. Come talk to us, Chris.
Chris, jump in on. Here's the link right here. Come in the hot box. Come on in.
You want to talk some law? Let's talk some law.
Come on, Chris. Get in here.
What was funny the other night when that girl was talking, I'm posting all kinds of crazy shit, and she's not understanding that she's on the right trail. She's got to follow the money. And again, that's the problem is, again, we want to go after their surety bonds. We want to start proving that the system is making unnecessary money on us. And again, it's crazy. Same reason for the Declaration of Independence says we, the people, become aware of the Trinity. Yeah, you're right, Gunner. What are you doing, Gunner? Come on in. You know how to get into the system, man. It's a bullshit night, but we got to end early. What time is it even? I don't even know.
We've got 30 minutes, Henry. 27 minutes or something. 23
Well,
minutes. We're going good.
We always play the song at the end. I don't want to even what'd you say his name was? I was running this next round.
Well, it's me and it'll be myself and Justin Nicely. We're gonna
Okay, so Justin, if you're listening, come on in, bro. I'd like to meet you. Never met you before. And again, welcome to the family.
He said family. He said he was a very, very key role player in the family fraud warrior project, and he since has gone out on his own and he's done his own thing. And I mean, this guy's just turning heads, man.
What is going on with Dave? Has he collapsed or what?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
Has he gotten arrested for fucking threatening a judge? What a fucking jackass. I still feel so bad for that girl, Cindy. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I haven't, you know what? I haven't wasted any energy into finding out what that guy's doing or what he's trying to do. I've lost all this.
Not worth it.
And I won't even spend another second of my life trying to worry about what that man's doing. I just hope that everybody else sees through the bullshit and they do the same. But
any news on Connie's case?
Connie, I haven't heard too much about.
Would like to get Connie on sometime. You know, we still got to get the probate trap on because, guys, this ties in. Luann and Robin have so much great information about probate systems. And again, if you're going through the system, it's similar. And I believe the whole game plan comes from, again, disabilities, because for the longest time, like I said earlier in previous shows, in the 60s and 70s, you wanted a divorce, you just sent your wife to the institution, man. They'll put her on drugs and rape the hell out of her and make her one hell of a miserable life. Dude, I'm not kidding you. It's crazy. You don't think it's still going on? Look up the Whiting. Look up the state of Connecticut. It's still going on. The guy was walking by the person's chair, kicking it, making the guy freak out. They would now chain him to the bed, and the guy was cramming his dick down his throat. Come on. And nobody knew this shit?
That's terrible, Henry.
It's fucking crazy, dude. It should be there has to be punishment in this country. I'm sorry.
I believe that if you mess with a disabled person, then you deserve the highest degree of punishment that you can possibly receive, because for any sane person, civil person, normal person, and by normal I mean no disabilities, no nothing, to go out and disrespect and blatantly put some sort of harm or embarrassment into someone that is less equal to you is disgusting. And I believe that you know better than that, and that you deserve every bit of what the law throws at you. I firmly believe that there are some people that get penalized for laws too much, but in this case, if you fuck with a disabled person, you deserve everything you get and then some. And that's period.
It used to, I think, fall underneath fucking the Christian days of this country, that people really were interested in, because you didn't have the amount of disabilities that we have today. I don't give a shit. You didn't know people with peanut butter allergies in school when we were in school. What the fuck are we doing to ourselves? That's my question. And, it's sad. It's sad.
It's disgusting, man. It's not just sad, it's disgusting. And we need to have more awareness to the disabled person population and what's going on.
And that's why, again, guys, you need to challenge your GAL. You got a GAL, Your Honor, by the ADA, I need to have an appointment of an attorney who knows the civil rights and the rights of the disabled, because this GAL is incompetent. I've questioned, I've asked, she's refused. I believe I'm entitled for sanctions against her and removal unless she can prove she's competent and trained and sober to the needs of her disabled clients. It's just insane, bro. What's going on here? And again, I get the argument of a 20-year-old. How the fuck is a 20-year-old who's going through a party of life themselves with a social worker's degree, which really in the state of Connecticut, because it's been fought back and forth, and I'm not sure if they finally did something to clarify it, but you, as a social worker, your opinion didn't matter until you got your master's in social work. So make sure you're checking your state when you're looking up people's licenses, because if they don't have a master's, or that doctor, the shrink that they're sending you, doesn't have an affiliation to a hospital, how are they meeting the guidelines of their clinical experience? How do they get to diagnose but never clinically have clinic trials and test their outcomes and test their hypotheses if they're even making the right call in this application? Based on what? What makes them the expert of this?
I don't know. Is Chris coming in? Is Chris coming in? Chris, you need to get in here. You need to get in the hot box and explain yourself.
She said send the link again.
There,
we should have a way to put a link box up in the corner or something.
The link's right here in the right here in
chat.
The
chat. But the chat scrolls down, you're not able to retrieve it.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, Lord. Oh, there it is. It's right there in the bottom. Chris, grab it.
Hey, we got anything good going on this week for your Tiff and you?
Oh, we always have good things going on, Henry. You know how we go. Well, I mean, the good things going on is we got CPS. Classic CPS is starting her show, man. It's gonna be awesome. She's going about the foster side of things, what it's like to be a foster parent and thinking that you're getting the like a kid that was she explained it for her. She was doing God's work and going to adopt a child that was left behind. Like pretty much like the child was put in one of those repos, like at the hospital or fire station or that type of thing, where the family just settled it, just went and just said, I don't want this kid, and turned them in somewhere. And what she found out was that is not the case, and that there is differences in who is fostering and who is not. She explained to us last night on Tip and the Punisher that if you are a foster to adopt family, they treat you differently than if you're just a foster home, because they don't want you to adopt that kid. They want that kid to stay out of adoption, so they keep their money up. So they lie, they cheat, they do all kinds of things.
Right. They don't make it permanent.
Right. They don't want that kid adopted, even though they get those bonuses.
And that's why I continue to say to even one of our friends right now, we finally talked, and it was about grandparents, stepping up for their grandchildren. And I'm like, what are you going to do? You're going to be 83. You don't understand. They have to give the program, services, and activities as the best interest of your granddaughter to be with you, holding your hand when you take your last breath. If you're willing to do it, they got to freaking do it. And again, that means she'll get supports. She'll get, in-home supports to help with the child. Again, it sounds crazy, but it has to happen. It's cheaper than turning around and putting somebody in an institution. And again, that's what the problem is, or subcontracting it out to non-qualified people who are only there for the money, not for the interests of the child. Where a grandmother or grandparent, would be there, seeing to say, you know what, I want to give this person an opportunity. I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos about people walking up to their parents, and saying, one was a judge, happened to be a judge, and it was, is this you in the picture with this baby? Where'd you get this from?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So people are starting to find their parents, and one was today where she actually chewed out the lady for giving her up because she had her perfect daughter next to her, and because she was half her dad was black, her family didn't accept it in the 60s and 70s, so she gave her up for adoption.
All right, I think this might be Chris right here. It says Punisher, but I think it might be Chris. And they left. In and out. In and out. In and out.
Yes, thank you for getting to your computer. If you guys ever going to want to come on, please don't use a cell phone. It raises hell with Restream.
Unless you're Herbert.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's cool? I just got an iOS update, and I'm noticing now that when I'm getting on hold with the state, I got an option that will put me on hold and notify me when they pick up, and then I can go jump into the call.
Oh, that's cool. Or it'll ring back for you or something?
Yeah, it just says you're on hold right now. Do you want to be notified when they come back? And if I hit yes, it'll notify me. I can go back to doing what I was doing, and it won't pick up my voice.
I'm
Chris, I can't copy and paste.
I'm sending it to our messenger right now, because I have the power to copy and paste. So there you go, Chris. There's your link. I just sent it to you in Messenger. And we should be able to see you here very soon here.
What's up with Gunner, man? You ain't good enough to jump in, brother? Or are you eating right now?
He's always eating, ain't he?
Mm-hmm. Them Southern boys, they like their ginseng and delivery food.
Sip their sweet tea and eat some ribs or something, right?
I think I talked to him the other day, and I looked up and he had his paddle fan going. I'm like, what the fuck? I still got my heating system on.
No, I have a fucking paddle, like one of these, like.
Yeah, the light paddle fan.
Like he was waving himself?
No. You know how you have lights above your head that have paddle fans built into it?
Yep. Yeah, I know. Yep.
It's like 80. I guess we're gonna get 80 this week, Darren.
Oh, I didn't get any 80s this week.
No, this coming week, Wednesday, Thursday, it's supposed to be really smoking hot.
Oh, good. I hope that we get that up here in Maine.
Well, that means we didn't have a good spring. I like to have a nice 65, 70-degree days for a little bit. It looks like we're jumping right from 0 to 100.
I mean, we still have some spring. You know what I mean?
They're saying we're in for a hot year with a possible drought, brother.
All right, we got Chris in the house. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, good. I hope that we get that up here in Maine.
Well, that means we didn't have a good spring. I like hello, Chris. 70-degree days.
Oh, we got a
Looks like
feedback.
we're jumping from 0 to 100. She might have the program still playing.
You know what I mean?
You got to set off your YouTube. We're in for a hot year. She's gone.
Chris, you didn't have to leave us. You just had to shut off the broadcast. Didn't have to leave. Oh, look at that. Jennifer Brabson's in the house. Jen Brabson, how are you? She's another lady, man, that, you know, she's a hard-working advocate lady. I'll tell you that, man. She does a lot for us.
The CPS side?
On every side, man. Jen Brabson's a machine of knowledge. She just sits there and, man, she talks so, I bet she has a great voice and she speaks so eloquently that, you know, like when she talks to you, it's almost kind of soothing, I guess, if you will. Unless she's going to be pissed, then it's not so soothing.
Yeah.
But all right, Chris, we're going to bring you out again.
Any woman's voice.
There's Chris. All right, man.
Hey,
Jen
guys.
Brabson's a machine of knowledge. Why are you to me? Man, she talks so, I bet she has a great voice and she speaks so eloquently that, you know, like.
You got the back feed, Chris.
Chris, are you watching us there or something? Do we play in somewhere? Can you kill us out of the screen there?
Yeah.
No, it's just
But all right,
wherever
Chris,
it
we're going to
says
bring you out again.
restream.
Any woman's voice.
There's
If you
Chris.
got your other like YouTube or Facebook open and you're on Restream at the same time, it's going to give us back feed because I'm getting like a 30-second delay. We're hearing our voice behind us.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, Chris. It's not here now.
Nope.
She muted, right? All right. So there we go. We're getting places.
But yeah, it's a good time, and
I've isolated the issue. Feel so isolated.
has anyone heard anything about toll and roll and what's going on with Billy with their bill?
Well, I know that it's not called HR 1776 anymore.
Okay.
They got rid of the HR 1776 thing because of
The conflict. I think it's now called the People's Bill or something like that.
yeah, the people's
Restoration Remedy. People's Remedy. But I think what screwed us all up.
1776 riding again. The remonsters away. Let the people speak. We gotta pass that bill, HR 1776. Hey, now. The people's remedy, restoration, set us free. Tolling road is rolling, hear the freedom call. From the convoy to the Capitol, we're standing tall. Pass the bill, pass the bill. Remonsters and hear the people's will.
there you go, Henry.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a little tune I did for them. All right, Chris is back. She was
I haven't talked to Melissa Owens to find out where she's at.
She's probably at her house.
I think the war is really screwing up everything right now. You know, the war, the shutdown, they don't want to even talk right now to people.
Do you think the war is even real, Henry?
Yeah, I do believe it's real. Why wouldn't it be real?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time trusting anything that's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
What I do know is real is that CPS is damn real. And I know that disabilities are damn real. And
I know hard times are going to be coming real shortly. If the ceasefire doesn't work, you ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, you better start stocking up on food, fuel, putting additives to the fuel so it stays.
You should have been doing that already.
We're gonna see the rolling blackouts, and I believe they got enough sleeper cells right now. I think I caught something and I posted it probably a month and a half ago in my Facebook, but I think it was in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where they had a bust and they had something like 8,000 servers, and they were looking to crash the whole system, the 911 system. They could crash it that easy whenever it was launched. So it would launch multiple calls. It's going to be crazy stuff that we're going to see. Yeah, the gas went up quickly and it doesn't come down. That's for sure. And then that's going to affect everything because now you got farmers that are planting at a high cost. Fertilizers are going to be at a high cost. It's going to be a crazy year, guys. I don't think the stock market, it's got to crash. There's no way, guys, you could tell me within 5 years it goes from 15,000 to 50,000. It's an inflated. Nobody really has the money. It's digital money. Nobody can put their hands on that money when it's time to put their hands on the money.
Well,
Slow and steady wins the race, but we're dealing with people who want to destroy us. They don't want America anymore. They don't want America running the world, but they want our protection. I think we should pull out of NATO. Fuck it.
Prophylactic protection, Henry.
Well, that if we were going to go with prophylactic protections, then our government should definitely stop caring about other nations. We could survive.
Who is our nation's responsible employee? Designated responsible employee.
That's the funny part. Is at the federal level, it becomes a different obligation.
Oh yeah, are they not obligated anymore when it comes to the?
They are, but it's harder to apply it to a federal employee than it is to a state because it was really the ADA was written to end state discrimination by state actors and state players. It wasn't really for federal because federal really, and that's why Trump wants out of the education because they're getting sued left and right for no reason for the state's problems that the states created. They want to make it where they can give them the chunk of money and the liability is gone on the federal government.
Right.
So it's crazy, but I think it's a smart move. Why are we getting sued for states like I'm just going to use Georgia.
Their education. We don't do Georgia.
Well, their education system is not that strong, and it's like why, And again, my next feeling is too, if Nathan can be segregated for being autism, then why aren't we segregating non-speaking English people and grouping them together? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, hopefully that's with Trump doing the institutioning,
Well, again, where it should be English and sign language across this country. So if anyone came here, they would be able to communicate.
But what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, Henry.
You need to set a date for me to come on. Okay, well, you can come on now if you want to speak now.
What date would you like, Chris? You have the open book in my book. Chris has sent out some clothes and stuff to us. So that was nice of her. She's the first person to send out clothes for us. So that's nice.
I keep offering you, but Mary doesn't want to look like a freaking teenage freaking motorcycle gangster.
Yeah, I mean she was in the 80s once.
Even if it's grunge clothes, just to hang out at the house or whatever.
Whatever, dude, at this point, because we have nothing, We even went to how about this? How about we went to the Goodwill and they turned us away?
Wow.
Yeah. Turned us away, saying that they don't help people that's happened to anymore.
Yeah, because they're too busy on another mission. That's their mission is to change now.
We've gotten little to no support from any of these groups that are out here that are supposed to help you.
Who wants to be my first guest? I do, Georgia. Be brave.
Yes, classics. Looking for a guest. If anybody wants to get in on that, and you're a foster, thinking about being a foster parent, or I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be foster, but for the purpose of what she's trying to do, it kind of makes sense, you know. I know Michelle, I know Jen, but it's well, times are tough right now. We lost everything, so we, you know, and when I say everything, I mean everything. And they still haven't even let us back in the house yet, so we're fighting that in courts now. So yeah.
So you officially filed on them.
Yep.
Good.
They are filed on. So
it's crazy, bro. And again, I believe you're being targeted. I believe you're being targeted.
Clearly, we were being targeted when I blew up.
Yeah.
I mean,
then I'm going to tell them more of your bad luck.
What is it now?
Today, your next door neighbor had a heart attack or something shit like that.
Yeah, he just did.
I'm surprised the town cops ain't accusing you for creating that situation.
So am I, but I'm still sitting here waiting, Henry.
With your gangster kitties there.
Yeah, don't mess with them. Don't you mess with my kitties. You see now what they are up to.
How are they doing with going outside now?
No, it's not good. It's a little neighborhood here. You know, like we came from the woods and everything, so they had all kinds of stuff to run around. This is, you know, like the houses are right next to each other type stuff. So when you release 10 plus cats at once, it's kind of a scary scene to these people. You know, so you got to be careful, and they're all still trying to figure out their boundaries, and so they're not quite good listeners right now.
I think you ought to be the mafia that controls the freaking lobster industry across the country. Guys, if you don't know, Darren's very close to the ocean, and you know, big time fishing up there in Maine, Massachusetts line. Your big fisheries are up there, and I think it would be hilarious because I've seen, you know, the farmer ones. I've seen, you know, love the New York Street Alley cat. One where one they were like, gonna break out of jail, gonna have the squirrels come in parachuting, pick us up with magnets, and we're out of here.
Yep.
It's just crazy. The one in front of the judge. Maybe you ought to have them take on the government. You know, come up with some unnecessary tax on fish.
Yeah, it's a new series, so we'll wait and see what's coming next. I should have another episode done in the next couple of days, though. So we've already started the filming. So it's going to be it's going to take place in the younger days.
And where can people find it and share it so you can get a couple
right now, I have it on the fight
likes?
I just have it on my Facebook. I'm trying to figure out how to get that stuff switched over to
because I know personally I sent it to 4 people, and it's saying that because I asked them, that was my first question, hey, how many hits did you get on your kitty video? And then I said, I want it up on my show tonight because I think it's hilarious. So if you guys didn't see it, go back when we close out.
We'll put it on the end. How's that?
When it closes out, yeah, we'll put it on again. Stick around, guys, because it's hilarious. Darren, the gangster godfather.
Yeah. You know, and everyone's squealing in. Did you notice that when they all come in, they're like, Did you notice? Yes, it's funny. I'm actually excited for the next one. I'll make the next ones shorter though. It won't be, you know, it won't be that 3 minutes long. It's gonna be just enough to get the tip in, you know.
Hey, don't we got to make contact with who's doing the next show or what? Because it's 9:03 now. I'm not sure. Are they coming in?
It'd be Jesus. Oh my, yeah, he's waiting for me. Damn it. All right. So Henry, we got to say goodbye.
Yeah, guys, peace out. And if you want to bring me in or put me in the back room, and I'd like to watch backstage. I'll meet him.
All right. Cool.
Let's do it. Hammer it out. I'm in the mood to bullshit.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
Guys, thanks for coming in tonight. And again, look at the website. I'm telling you, it's worth the. What is it? What are we now down to for the app? Under $30 a month.
Yeah, we have the essential plan for 19 bucks, man.
How can you go wrong? Quick
Right.
case log check, fact.
It's got the AI lawyer in there. It's got everything that you need. Everything that you.
The biggest thing that it's going to be is my opinion. You know, everybody always said, "Oh, make sure you write down what happens, guys." Every night you got to write down what happened, what
That's all in there.
place, and then once that computer's got all that information, man, your timeline's going to be insane. There's no refuting it, and again, because that's what you'd be submitting into the courts to prove your fact. But again, I'm telling you, the big thing is going to be coming once I get this brief done. You guys are going to be mind blown. I take it all the way to international crimes against humanity. And the way I did it was pretty slick. And prove me wrong. That's all I ask.
We'll be right next to Dallas next week asking for bail.
If I'm wrong, let's get corrected. All right, what's this?
That's the app. That's the app.
That's the app.
And hopefully we'll get it on Google Play Store here in the next couple of weeks.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit easier for everybody, but
because guys, it's well worth the money between that and
there's a free version too, and there's a group on Facebook now. It's the www.the CPS Punisher group. So go there, and that's where I want everybody can go, and we can talk about problems with the app or talk about whatever we want to talk about.
I was just going to say that because I've dealt with some issues on apps, and again, got taken for a lot of money, guys.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous on how much I spent just to get this
I'm not
information.
trying to anybody for their money. There are other levels that have other things. The only reason I'm doing this is it costs me a lot of money to have this thing running. So
and again, not only that, just to design it to be kind of like the way it is just a feature that nobody else has. So again, I'm telling you the truth. When I say to you, it's well worth the money to invest into your problems. At least it gives you a chance sort of to, have somebody give you a logical answer to your problems, where right now you're seeking answers and you're just getting opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But hey, peace and love. Do you want to kick us out with your kitties again? Because Dallas needs bail money too. Yeah, right. Good. Let it be. I don't really care. If you're stupid enough to go traveling with a fucking gun, you know what I mean?
While you're abusing children, 2 counts of abusing children.
And the way he laughs sometimes at his clients, that's what's disgusted me. He's no different than Francesca. They got an excuse for an asshole. I got enough fucking technical guidance up on our website for free. Like I said, I paid $3,000 for 3 pages. Again, that's so ridiculous. It wasn't even fucking funny. One of my emotions alone up there, or my thoughts, I should say, will blow your mind. And again, guys, do not be afraid to start exercising your rights. You got to start speaking up and start saying, where's my program services and activities, because there's a technical barrier here that's going on. I don't know if we got effective communication with the judge or with the DCF or family relations services. It's or the school systems. Guys, you got to start using your rights. Plain language. They can't use any big fancy words on you that you don't even know what the meaning is.
Protection.
That's right. Well, that's on the judge's behalf.
Yeah. So let's not forget about that. All right, Henry, ready?
Peace and love, everyone.
Here goes.
Bring me in backstage, brother.
Sir. I'm trying to make this.
Probably gonna get me a glass of water.
All right, Henry. Here we go.
Thanks for coming in tonight, guys.
Let's go. We're going to war with Big Pussy.
You fellas looking for a lift? Yeah, it's war now, boys. We are ready.
Big Pussy! The Tuxedo Clan is coming!
What? How close are they?
They're at the door! We saw them! Or run!
Silence! Everyone, with me, now!
What is it now?
The Tuxedo Clan is coming! They're right behind us!
How many? Are you sure? This spaghetti is so good. Nom nom.
Enough! Everyone, get ready to move!
It's all set, boss. He's inside. Tell me how many of them Tuxbino cats there are. They want to fight? Then we'll pussy whip them. Not today, motherfuckers. You fellas looking for a lift? Yeah, it's war now, boys.
The Tuxedo Mafia thinks they can take us down. They have no idea who they're messing with. This is our turf. We're going to war, and we're going to win. Stick with me, and we'll own this city.
Listen up, boys. You're going to whack that big pussy. Be careful, don't make me have to go clean this up. You understand?
You fellas looking for a lift? Yeah, it's war now, boys. We are ready. Fuck around and find out. 1 million. You kill every one of those pussies. You understand?
Sit down, shut the fuck up. Who sent you? It doesn't matter. We're going to burn down the city. Get the car, Sammy.
Let's go! We're going to war with Big Pussy!
CPS came knocking, badges flashing lies, tore your family apart under fluorescent skies. But Shadow's got a skull now, AI locked and loaded. Scan your docs, expose the fraud, watch the tyrants get demoted. Violations stacked like bodies in the street. Constitutional rights they try to delete. Upload the evidence, let the algorithm strike. We don't beg for mercy, we punish what ain't right. CPS Punisher, louder. Skull on the app, justice won't stop. Fight back harder, never gonna drop. Punisher rising, your family's on top. CPS Punisher, lock it low. Break the chains, reclaim the road. And warrior, truth overload. They fear the skull, cause the Punisher's code. Family court circus, judges playing God, but we got the blueprint, beat them at they fraud. Step-by-step defense, no more silent screams. Turn their violations into criminal schemes. From Hampton streets to every county line, parents unite, it's payback time. Be sick, be Punisher.com. Download the fire, turn pain to power, set the system on fire. They thought we were broken, they thought wrong. AI in your corner, vengeance prolonged. No retreat, no surrender, no compromise. The skull don't blink when justice arrives.